Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, how is everyone? I'm lighting a candle. Cameo came on the desk the other night when I was doing a reading and saw the candle and bolted, so it should be okay. So, thank you, Uncover the News. How are you, Kirsten? I hope you're okay. Going well? Hooked on a Feeling. Oh, that's a shame. Hang on, Hooked on a Feeling. BJ Thomas, yeah, I know him more associated with BJ Thomas has died, with Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. But Hooked on a Feeling was by Blue Suede. So was BJ Thomas part of Blue Suede? Yeah, Bolisario's impeachment. Yep. Hi, Jane Finley English. Hi, Michelle Peterson. And hello to those guys who are watching who aren't on the chat. Thank you for joining, as always, as well. I really appreciate you coming and watching and joining. And, of course, also welcome to everyone who watches a bit later. I really appreciate that. And if you are watching later or not, give us a thumbs up, hey? I really appreciate that. You've been knitting all day. Uncover, okay. Yeah, it's a rainy day today. I don't even have the fan on. That's how cool it is. I've got the back door open, but I like the sound of the rain. So, yeah. I have got a few questions already. New Zealand has offered, and they've stated that the offer still stands, to take those refugees that they're going to take when Trump was in power, but Trump said no. And New Zealand has said the offer still stands if we want to take them up on it. So will we? I think we should. I think those poor people. I am totally ashamed that we put refugees in detention camps and on islands and things like that. I just totally. Will the MAGA cult attack during the interesting question, Uncover the News. Will the MAGA cult attack the courthouse during the grand jury or when Trump is on trial? Grand jury or trial? Very interesting question. Other question I have is there's been some pressure on Biden to initiate a presidential 1-6 commission. Will that happen? I know the Democrats can just go ahead and hold one on their own. They don't need the Republicans. They want it to be bipartisan, but they can just go ahead and do it. Will Trump get witness tampering charges? Okay. Trump witness tampering. Now, the other news I've got that I want to do a follow-up on is the Taliban has been threatening Afghan people who work as guards at foreign embassies. They've been threatening, hi Ewart, they've been threatening Afghans who work at guards at the Australian embassy. Are they, is this going to continue with other embassies as well? The Ukrainian officials used Giuliani to interfere in the 2020 election. You know what? If Giuliani hadn't gone over there and done anything, they would not have bothered, but yeah, that's it. I'll have a look at the outcome of that. Federal prosecutors investigating whether Giuliani was used. You know what? I think that's a big nothing. I do think that's a bit nothing. I think that's a bit of bait and switch sort of thing. I just get that there's nothing there from the Ukrainian side. It was all Rudy Giuliani. But I'll have a look about that. Prosecutors, Ukrainians used G instead of the R to interfere. I know they would have preferred if Trump got back in or another Republican, but yeah. Yes. Yeah. Hi, Carter Mancy. Hi, Linda B. Yes, the Brazilians, they really have been suffering under COVID with Bolsonaro. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Catherine Cousy. I haven't seen you for a while. Thank you for joining us. Clarence. Now, there we go. Okay. Hi, Beatrice Harrison. Jazzy girl, hi. Okay. Not sure where to start. Oh, Boris Johnson secretly married Carrie, his girlfriend or fiance. Hi, Jane Pappas. At Westminster. Good luck to them. You know, I certainly would never wish harm on people. I think he's a terrible, terrible Prime Minister, but that doesn't mean he deserves any harm. So good luck for their future. He's not evil. He just doesn't do a very good job. Being a right wing doesn't automatically make you evil, but you know, or being conservative. We'll put it conservative, right? Ultra right is definitely a step towards the bad, but yeah. Well, GP, who's GP? Oh, the GOP. Will the GOP pay for voting against 1/6? Okay, interesting question. Hi, Good Samaritan. Okay, so how about we get stuck into it? Yes, have my coffee. I've got a new sign there from the Spudshed. We have a chain of shops over here called Spudshed. They're 24 hours, and it was like $2 and coffee. So let's get on with things, okay? We'll start with, will Australia take up New Zealand's offer to take these refugees? Will cyber attacks get worse? You know, we had a cyber attack. It might have been last year or year before last. We had a cyber attack on our government as well. Will cyber attacks get worse? Attacks get worse. I'll write that down too. Okay, right. Did I say hi to Jane Pappas? Yes, guys. Happy Memorial Day weekend to you. The equivalent to Memorial Day for us is Anzac Day. So I understand that. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is just terrible. So happy Memorial Day to those, and blessings and nothing but protective energy and healing energies to all of your people, past or present, who are serving or who have served, and to the families of those who have served, who has, had to go through some very difficult times as a result of what your family members went through. I don't know what you have in America. Over here we have a charity called Legacy, which helps current and former, the families of current and former Defence Force members. Sad news about a mass grave containing at least 215 Indigenous children as a former residential school in British Columbia, I take it. Oh, that is so sad. That is so sad. Good on Southwest Airlines. Hi, Moonchild. Okay, so let's get stuck into it. Will Australia take New Zealand up on its offer? I'm deeply ashamed that we treat them the way they do. Even if they eventually get sent back, it's just... If we don't accept them, they should be in the community, and if their refugee status is not accepted, we should at least be able to offer to help facilitate them applying in another country rather than just sending them back, because another country's refugee status things might be different. Will Australia take New Zealand up on its offer? Before we start, I'm going to do a quick Guides of the Highest Truth and Compassion, Universal Spirit. I reach out to your energy. I ask for a sphere of protection to be placed over myself, my husband, and our babies. I ask for a sphere of protection keep negative energy and nothing intended by allowing any positive and loving energy going across to an end. Thanks. Education. Forms of knowledge, I do this with objectivity. Okay, sorry, I just did my quick prayer. And yes, I do think, I think that the Catholic Church should be held accountable. Hi, Mimi Rose. I was hopeful with the King of Cups being the first card. Then we've got the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. Abandonment in both ways. Anxiety, Nine of Swords. Queen of Pentacles, resources. The Empress. Transition. Yeah, I think eventually they will. I got like 3 very negative cards, the Nine of Swords, the Five of Pentacles, and the Six and the Eight of Cups, abandonment. I do think that they will send some people over. They will take them up on the offer. For some people, I don't know what game we're playing at. They're playing it, but they definitely they will eventually come to an agreement about this. They want to, God knows if they want to lord it over New Zealand. Honestly, sometimes I feel like James and I should just pack up and move over there. And, yes, it has its problems with some of its population as well. But honestly, the agendas, of all spineless. I was looking at the High Priestess here, and it's like, they don't want to take on some refugees, especially Palestinian. Unfortunately, that's what passed through my head, because they're scared of upsetting Israel. Oh, honestly, and deals that they may have, and resource deals, and some other countries. Oh, honestly, our government is just spineless. Honestly, just spineless. But eventually they will come to an agreement with New Zealand. They want to filter out what they view as the least desirables. Oh, just disgusting. Just disgusting. Which that allows judges to overturn an election without determining how individual voters voted. That's the Texas voting bill includes that. How desperate are the Republicans in Texas? Honestly, I think that businesses have to step in there and just say, we're going to pull our business out of Texas. Oil companies, everything. Oil companies should threaten to pull out of Texas. There's other places in the country where you get beef. Oh, that's a shame about actor Gavin McLeod, saying that Gavin McLeod from the Love Boat and Mary Tyler Moore show has died at the age of 90. He was also in the movie Kelly's Heroes, playing a character called Moriarty, who was a bit of a pessimist, always bringing up the devil's advocate side, what could go wrong. And there's this wonderful line that James and I use if one of us gets a little bit too pessimistic, and Donald Sutherland said it, Oddball in the movie, said it to him, to Gavin McLeod's character, and it was, always with the negative waves, Moriarty. Absolutely, it just cracks it up. So when we feel that somebody's getting a bit too down, a bit too pessimistic and all that, quite often we'll come out with the always with the negative waves, Moriarty. We both enjoy Kelly's Heroes as a fun watch. It is an assault on democracy, and I think there might be a I'm going to do a quick reading. It's will businesses start pulling out? They should start losing the big box stores and things like that, Walmart and what do you call them? What's the other one? There's Walmart. There's another one starting with C. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at those that Texas voting bill. Will it be overturned? Oh, there's lots of support for overturning it already. The rule of law, it breaches the rule of law. Going to indicate it's going to have breaches the rule of law, and then we've got the full. Overwhelming emotion here. There's going to be some big impacts here. We've got 10 of Swords, complete and utter betrayal of oaths. I do feel like they're going to go back to the start here. And we've got the Hermit. Something that's going to be brought light. You know what? I think this is going to go right back to the Constitution here. Yes, I think it's item 10 of the Constitution or something about the state's rights to administer and all that elections, but I think they need to go back and look at that and review it, because there's something there that they're going to be able to use. They just say, oh, it's the state right, and that's it. There's something else. It's got to be free and fair elections. And if that it can be proven that it's not, got the Ace of Cups on top of there's a lot of support getting behind overturning this. It is going to get overturned, yeah. All the voter suppression. Inalienable rights. Chaos. Investigative chaos. Resources. You know, the federal government, they can withdraw money. You know, they help fund the elections. They can withdraw money from that, but then they're only punishing the voters in doing that. But there's something that can be done about resources as well. But, you know, that fool, it's like, it takes it right back to the start. It's like from law and the stability of law and the importance of law. It's like it's taken it right back to the start, and they're saying, look at something that's there that has not been highlighted. So it's right back to the start. And they'll be able to defeat all these voter suppression things. Well, I don't blame anybody for cutting Justin Bieber from any episode of anything. But Lady Gaga, I'm a big fan of her, a huge fan of her, of both her music and her stances. And I haven't seen A Star Is Born or anything, but I haven't seen the whole movie. But just watching what I have watched, it's just not my sort of movie. I just don't feel any pull towards watching it. But from what I've seen of it, she's also a very good actress as well. And American Horror Story, which again is not my sort of thing, but reading on what the praise she's gotten from that, but also her stances on things. Yeah, go Gaga. Optimism every time. You know what? If you are feeling down and despairing, hi Anne Rudd, hi 171 Sign, and hi Michelle Mabel, Amy Smith, Crazy Cat Lady. Hi. It's so important to not give up. Recognize the importance of optimism and the importance of throwing positive energy. Challenge that. If you think, the Democrats are just not going to do anything, don't believe that. The Democrats' way of doing things is changing, but they're never going to be upfront, balls to the wall type, Well, no, that's not the way of putting it. They're never going to be out there and brash about how they do things, but they do things. Okay. Mimi Rose, I'm really sorry that you feel like you have that, what you certified as PTSD, and that's, you know, not judging in anything on that. You know, if you really feel that things for you personally are that bad, please, there are lines you can talk to and everything. So, and what I'm going to encourage all the people, everyone to do, not just the Mimi Rose, there's ways you can talk to. You don't have to go higher. You go around. People who go high, you know, with mountains, people who decide to go high, and higher often end up in disaster. Find a way around. Okay? And there's ways around. But, you know, it's terrible when you feel like you know how much wrong is going on and how much these people seem to be winning and wearing things down and taking away so much from people. It is a hard thing to watch. It is a hard thing to cope with, especially when you feel like one of your biggest avenues to remove such people is being taken away from you by voter suppression and things like that. It is understandable that people are getting upset and depressed. And for some people, yes, quite rightly, it can be a feeling of, especially people who have grown up in areas that have suffered blatant racism, or in homes that have where just the rights of one member, or, you know, where one person tramples over the rights of everybody else in the family and things like that. I read about that cafe, yeah. Don't let anyone tell you that your feelings about this are valid or to just get over it. But what you need to do is talk to people. And if the one line that you choose to talk to does not get it, try another. Never ever give up on, right? And also challenge those thoughts yourself. You know, take a deep breath. Yeah. Yes, take a deep breath. And if you let other people's choices wear you down, and other people's nasty moves and activities to take away your rights, to wear you down, you let them win. So you take a deep breath, and when you get those negative thoughts, challenge them. Okay? And if it becomes too much, and if everything you try doesn't work, please do go and seek some help, even if it's a helpline, or, you know, or see your doctor. Okay? Think of the serenity prayer. Okay. Oh yes, Lord, give me the serenity to cope with things, or this. Yeah, I can't remember that. I'm sorry. So that's just my appeal to all of you. And guys, if I don't know all of the different lines, here in Australia, you can call crisis line, you can call lifeline, there's national suicide prevention lines, there's all those sorts of lines. But I know that there's all sorts of different resources available in different states, I'm sure. So if any of you want to post a link or a phone number to one of these lines, wherever you are in the world, even if you're if you're like in a different country or whatever, do so. And if you're watching later and you feel like you're from a different country or something, and please feel free in the comments to post information on any helpline or crisis line that you may know of, or any website that you might know of that will help people through these things. Okay, and they're a good place to start. And then if you feel like, and they're a good place to listen to, and they might be able to tell you, look, I think you need to, this is more than a helpline can help you with. And if you feel like, if you've tried the helplines, I know doctors can be expensive and all that, but sometimes it is what you might need to do. So please, in the comments, if you're watching now and you want to post something in the comments, please do so, or later on in the chat, please do so. Post information on any local helplines or places you might know that can help, and please do so in the comments if you're watching later. You're more than welcome to. Anyway, we'll get back to the readings. Okay, this is just when I was working at my government job, I was also a volunteer peer support officer, so I always encourage people to look for resources around them that can help them, especially if their work-life balance is in jeopardy, or if they are suffering and feel they need some extra help. So, okay. Hi, J-Lo. Hi, Sharon Saib. Good. 10-year presidency. It's a real shame he only got 10 years. He should not be allowed out. He is a serial predator. But, yeah, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Yes. Sometimes that courage has to come in within you. And if you can't change something, what you can do is change how you let it affect you. If you can't change something, you can't change it. But what you can control and change is how you let it affect you and your life. And if you need help with that, there's places you can go. Okay, let's get back to it. As you know, long-term watchers of me, I am huge on looking after your mental health, and your work-life balance is really important as well. So, presidential 1/6 commission. So there's been Biden has been getting some pressure to institute a presidential 1/6 commission. If the Democrats don't do that, will he do this? If the Democrats don't institute their own, will he do it? So let's have a look. We'll break this down into two. Will the Democrats hold their own 1/6 commission? Hi, Laura Carlson. And always ask for positive emotions. And, I did my little prayer earlier because I just realised I hadn't done it yet, and I always do it. And one of the things I ask for is, in my sphere of protection, is the sphere of protection to keep negative energy and ill intent at bay and allow only positive and loving energy to grow and foster within. That is a great thing to ask for. And to, keep the negative energy at bay and invite in positive and loving energy. Okay, you invited in. Hi, Pamela Bryant. Thank you, Michelle. Hi, Carrie Atkins. Oh, Gary Atkins, that is a wonderful, wonderful comment, validating what people are feeling with Trump and the pandemic. It does say, yes, they've been having news shows like today have been having stories on this. And thank you so much. I do know that people who are watching this are going to see that and, oh, so it's not just me being silly. No, it's not. Okay. Thank you, Gary. If you have any links to some of those stories on YouTube or something like that, please feel free to either put them in the comments later or put them in the chat here as well. So anyway, first look at, okay, will the Democrats just hold their own commission? Ten of Pentacles. Yes, I think they're looking at resources to do that. They're certainly discussing it. We've got a maybe card here with the Two of Pentacles, weighing the options of it. They do have subpoena power. As somebody said the other day, that they have the power now to subpoena things. They don't need the Republicans to do that. They can start subpoenaing things. Cups. There's a little bit of it's a bit hard to say, like, it's still waiting out for some GOP to come around. Now, I do feel like there's going to be, you know, the tapes they say from the Capitol. I do feel that there's going to be, I don't know if they'll be publicly released, but if they show representatives, it's past the House. If they might even be a bit of an element of blackmail. If you do not agree to this commission, we will have no choice but to release tapes and information that show GOP members. You know, it might even be. But I do feel that they'll go ahead. You know, we will have no choice but to go ahead, and this information will be released regardless. Yes, strong, firm leadership in the commission. Temperance. Restraint. They know they have the power to do this, and the outcome of prosecutions. Strength. I was reminded of doing some research the other day that there's another part to the strength card. I'll just get my notes. Strength card. You know, originally justice was number 8 and strength was number 11, but it got swapped around at some stage. So, powerful force, charming, and yeah, it's a force for discipline, self-control, and restraint. Okay, but there's also a side of the thing about what can be perceived strength, the charm and um, the attractiveness of perceived strength. So it can be deceiving. Strength can be deceiving. Okay, but in this case, I don't feel like that. A show of strength is more than just a show. A show of strength is sometimes not all it seems. But in this case, it's not just going to be a show. It's going to be a real strong thing. It's going to be debate, conflict. It's going to cause internal problems with the GOP if they do not hop on board, because there will be a commission. Okay. And I asked first whether the Democrats will do it. There's strong indications that they will, but we'll ask a backup. Will it be the Democrats? Right, so Democrats there. I'm going to get a different deck here now. Will Joe Biden instigate because it's on the houses of Congress, it's a co-equal branch of government. So Congress is it's not Joe Biden's branch of government. Joe Biden is the executive branch. So in reality, it is not his responsibility to demand that commission. It would seem very heavy-handed. He is for it, but the fact is that it is not wasn't an attack on his branch. It's a bit hard. It's a bit hard. There could be some people saying this is Congress branch. The executive branch has no authority to hold a commission on 1/6. You know what I'm saying? So there's that sort of thing that could pop up, and that could cause people to defy subpoenas and things like that. So that's one of the reasons why a presidential commission might not be the best way to go. I just got through my mind that there might be a couple of senators. Somebody said, oh, well, why don't you just swap over? Why don't they just change over to Democrats, change their affiliation to Democrat? I don't think they'll do that. But I do feel that there's going to be a couple that might change affiliation to independent. Now, if they do that, they then might indicate to the Democrats that they would be willing to work with them on the commission. So, presidential commission into 1/6. Yeah, there are ways in which it could possibly be a mistake. It would be confusing. Actually, people would, It's not up to the president or the executive branch to investigate those within the what's the Congress called? What branch is that called? Anyway, the branch that has Congress in it. It is up to them themselves. And I think Biden has a really clear understanding of why the amount of work that would have to go into it is I do feel that the Democrats are going to get the commission. It's going to happen in the legislative branch. Thank you, Mimi Rose. I could not remember the name. I knew it would started with L, but I could not remember. Thank you, Mimi Rose. Yeah. And he has to be seen as being away from that. I do feel that they're probably going to be Hope Hicks. What about Hope Hicks? Yeah, the House. The House will hold a commission. Yeah, they don't need it because it's passed in the House. They don't need the Senate. But I do feel like this Mitch McConnell's instruction and all that, it might push not Collins. It might push at least Murkowski towards independent, changing her affiliation to independent. The interesting is she does. Oh, yes, the insurrection is Garland's first priority, and he has people working on it. Mimi Rose. But you know what? Sometimes when there's active investigations, the last thing you want to be doing is talking on it. But you can see there's been for over 500 arrests. There's been over 500 people charged. It's going to take time. Don't give up and don't despair. The whole truth about this thing will come out. No, he's not, Clarence. Yeah. You have a right to be scared about the future, about what's going to happen, not just with the virus, but with a political party who seems to feel that if you're not straight, white, and male, you have no choices. You shouldn't have a choice, and that's it's just that, yes, they have to go through. The wheels of justice are slow, Gary, and they're slow for a reason, especially with some of the changes that have come in. Quick trials and quick. Hello, my darling. I wish you were talking to me and not the dog.
Oh,
You heard that? That's really sweet. Oh, good morning, baby. He was talking to the dog.
oh, sorry.
For that, my darling. Coffee.
Sure, baby. All right,
My personal barista is up.
yeah, right. There you go.
Give him to me for a minute and I'll show him to. Okay, guys. Come here. Here's someone to.
You get dog hair all over your jumper.
Oh, don't worry about it. Okay. You're going to come with Mummy for a minute? Let me. How's this, guys? No. Hello. Say hello. Say hello to everyone. Whitby. Look there. Look.
No, I don't need that far.
Hi, everyone. This is Whitby, if you haven't met Whitby. And he is, yes, a little darling. So, and he,
Chris, if you want him to look into the camera. This is how you do it. Direct to guys.
No.
Come on, buddy. That's you go.
Oh, yeah. He loves his daddy. And daddy is camera shy, as you all know. Hi to everyone who's watching, who's not in the chat. Thank you for joining. And hello, of course, to everyone who joins in later. Thank you. I said earlier that if you are in the chat and you want to put any links up in the chat to helplines or anything for people, who are finding it hard, and no matter what country you're in, if you're watching this later, please feel free to put any links that you think that might help people who are looking for a bit more help than they can, because they're finding it hard to cope in your country. Please feel free to put it in the comments. Okay. He is half Australian Terrier, half Scotty. The Scotty really comes out in the colour of his black fur. The black fur is actually very, very black. It's almost blue. And James just said he's just beautiful. A full-bred Australian Terrier are quite scruffy looking furry things. So he's got the smoother, closer coat of a Scotty. So, yeah. Absolutely, too, yeah. J-Lo, who had the plan for everything? Buckle up, buttercups. I love that saying. He is a beautiful boy. Well, he's very lightning. He's getting old now. He's actually 12 human years old this year. That's heaven knows how old in dog years. So he's getting into his later years, but he's a little dog, and little dogs tend to live for quite a long time. So, and he's very healthy. So hopefully we've got a good few years ahead with him yet. Oh wow! Athens, the University of Athens in Georgia, hey? Oh yes. If you want some reassurance about Garland, please go and look at Glenn Kirshner's videos. He is wonderful in that he explains why things happen the way they do, what sort of things could happen from this approach or that approach. Hi, good morning, Flora. How's things down south of the river? hope everything's nice, and I hope that there wasn't too much damage from the severe weather we had overnight Friday night. So watch him, and I think you'll find quite a little bit of health, quite a little bit of reassurance and everything if you go and watch Glenn Kushner. Oh, there's that sexy forearm.
Oh boy.
Thanks, sweetheart. Is that with cream, is it?
Oh no, I just put some milk in it. I think you'd be faster.
No, that's fine. Thank you, babe.
Oh no, you want cream?
No. It's good. Thanks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just had the one I made for myself earlier had cream, so I better be a good girl. I know you don't get such luscious curves naturally, but okay. Oh, now let's see. So I think it's more likely it's going to be the House, a bipartisan commission in the House. Yes, my handsome hubby, he does make me coffee, as most of you will be familiar. Normally he makes it before I start as well, but I made it for myself this morning because I can, and because I wasn't going to drag him out of bed just to make me a coffee before the start. But yes, he does with the halfway mark, and it is the halfway mark. Thank you. Hi, Deborah Costro. Okay. Hi, J Cat Lady. Now, let's have a look next. Now, the Taliban are threatening Afghan people who are working as security guards at the Australian embassy. Is this just the start of them harassing Afghans who work at other embassies? Is this going to continue? Oh, yes, they've definitely got three cards here. They're all major arcana. Yeah, well, actually, if you go yes, no, maybe cards, they're all maybe cards. This is high. This is part of a plan. It's definitely part of a plan. The Taliban are determined that if you are an able-bodied Afghan male, you are not going to lend your resources and your strength to anybody. So this is a way of saying change your course. So we've got the High Priestess, the Hangman, and the Hierophant. We are the institution you will follow. We are the institution you will guard, not other countries. It's a way of trying to force a change of allegiance, They're going to continue to do this. The Australian embassy is just the start. Yeah. There's going to be conflict, further conflict. Yeah, a lot of high impact cards. They see it as basically treasonous. the Knight of Cups, it's like they're going up and they're offering. They go up and they talk and say, you know, we're offering you a place with us, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's like it's definitely secrets and lies and agendas behind it and forcing conflict. Yeah, I definitely feel like this is going to, there's a lot of high impact cards here. I've drawn 9 cards and only 3 of them are minor arcana. So we've got Justice and Judgment. Yeah, look, this is just the start of what they're going to be doing. Upsetting the waters, definitely. Destabilizing. Yeah, it's just the start. They're going to be doing it with other embassies, things like that. Hi, Fern Robin Blank. Oh, thank you, Laura Carlson. Thank you very much. That is very much appreciated. Hey, I know a new way of keeping Cameo off the desk. Babe?
Hey, what's that?
I found a new way of keeping Cameo off the desk.
Yeah.
Light candles now.
Yeah, you spooked about that.
Yeah, she is, yeah. I was doing a reading for somebody the other day and the other night, and I had some candles lit, and Cameo hopped up on the deck and she saw them and she bolted. So now let's see what else have we got, because we've still got quite a few questions to get through. Now somebody asked, will the MAGA cult cause trouble at the grand jury or Trump's trial? It's a bit like asking if the rodeo bull will buck off it. We'll try and get rid of its rider. You're out of here. Okay, thank you, Gary, for joining us. Okay. Support. Yes, they're definitely working on support, change. There's always going to be people supporting him. But it's not going to be as many, I think, as you would think. Yeah, hope. They're going to try and change the direction of the star. Again, I like to review and research at times. Altered prospects. This is the thing about the star. It's like, I watched a wonderful documentary on the history and on the fool's journey through the major arcana as well. Yeah, of course, it's all about new opportunities and new starts as well. Altered prospects. And we've got the wheel, and we've got altered prospects, and we've got the wheel of fortune. We've got family. Yes, some of them are going to try and disrupt things. But before it even gets there, there's altered prospects and a change with the wheel. So there's not going to be as many as you would think. Loss and regret. Victory. The emissary, victory card. Emissary for the king. Loss of control. The thing is, there's three major arcana card here. There's the Star, there's the Wheel of Fortune, and there's the Chariot, which can be about being pulled in opposite directions. There's always going to be this core of people that will think Trump does no wrong. But there's going to be there's going to be stuff coming out that's going to lead some people to think, this is, my God, this is not the person I thought I was supporting. And there's going to be definitely some are going to fall away before them because of stuff that's going to be coming out. So yes, there will probably be some people who have, who want to get out there and support Trump and show their support for their king, be an emissary for him, and show their support, okay, and show their support. But we've got altered prospects, altered perceptions, even changes that cannot be avoided, being split in two, regret, loss, and feelings of loss and regret, and some people walking away. So yeah, there are going to be some people who get out there and say blah 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 blah, but not all of his pardons will be rescinded, but some may be, yes. Some of his pardons will be rescinded. Some were actual real and justified pardons. Some of them were. They won't be. They'll be reviewed, but they won't be rescinded. But Michelle Mabel asked, I'm waiting for all of 45's pardons to be rescinded. Will that happen? And some will be, but not all of them. Some were real, genuine pardons that were justified. But a lot of them were some of these pardons paid for? Let's have a look. Were some of these pardons paid for? Oh, yes, they were. Yep, definitely. They'll be rescinded. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah, definitely some were paid for. They'll be rescinded, some of them. Yeah, there'll be some disappointed people. The actions will come out, reap what you sow. Yep. There was one that in the military, I can't think of his name at the moment. He killed an Iraqi boy in cold blood. Yes, I know who you mean. I can't think of his name either. And I won't give him the honour of his, I won't even give him the benefit of his name. Because Yeah. Okay. Trump, witness tampering. Will Trump be found guilty of witness tampering? Let's have a look. Oh, they know stuff happened in the Capitol. Anyone who tells you that it didn't, they're just lying to themselves. They're lying to themselves because they don't want to face up to the fact that possibly the people they elected, some people that they elected, some of them may have been involved in it. I helped put that person there and they can't face up to that. Okay, will Trump be tried with witness tampering? We've got the Sun. That's a big yes. 5 of coins. Insecurity out in the cold. We're not feeling very secure at the moment. The Ace of coins, yes. Trying to buy some people off or threatening them. That's a threat, the out in the cold. Celebrations, friendship, yes, definitely. 4 of wands. Yeah, there's definitely going to be witness tampering in there. Carrying burdens, overcommitted. Yep. 6 of wands. Yeah, trying to cause delays and misunderstandings. Witness tamp. Trying to cause delays and cloud the issue. That's also called obstruction of justice. He's not going to be prepared. He's not prepared for it. It's going to come out. 9 of swords, overthinking instead of actioning. Yeah, definitely going to. Witness tampering and obstruction will be there. Okay. Thank you, Michelle Mabel. Thank you very much. Hi, Michelle. Has I been on long? Have I been, Melinda Dutcher? Hi. I've been on for an hour and 18 minutes. Okay. Hi, Bonnie Russell. Variants popping up all over the place. Vaccines are going to be a continual work in progress for quite a while. Guys, I'm going to need you to excuse me for a few minutes, but what I'm going to do is into my library tarot. Is I do have to go for a few minutes, but I don't want to stop. So what I'm going to do is
I believe that they have renewed contact with human beings at this time because at the time
everything in life is a negotiation. When you cross the street is a negotiation. Getting your car.
So what I'm going to do is I have another screen here, and I don't want to leave you short, but I do have hope for a few minutes. So I don't know if you can see that. I've got to. Oh, damn! Hang on a minute. No, it's not going to work. I was just going to put a video up to play. So look, if you can excuse me for a few minutes, and just talk amongst yourselves. I will be back in about a couple of minutes. I really do just need to go and take care of some business. So if you can just talk to yourselves or something, what I might do is put a little bit of I might play this video. It's very much about
Last year,
so
I
you
purchased
can
my
hear
first
it.
tarot deck, and as someone who gets anxiety when it comes to making decisions, I found the endless options of decks to be overwhelming. I mean, there's a deck in almost every theme imaginable. How could I know if the Pagan Cats deck was as legitimate as the classic Marseille deck? And anyway, even the original,
Just
I
listen
wanted
to
to know
this for
more
a
about
few
the
minutes.
history, and I found that the narratives surrounding tarot's origins are
History of the
known.
tarot.
The stories ranged from gypsies to ancient mythology, and often contradicted each other. To get a better understanding, I turned to occult historian and author Mitch Horowitz.
The earliest decks that we know of showed up in the early 15th century in northern Italy. And they were treated as a game. And we know this because there are manuscripts, catalogs, diaries that refer to this early card game with these trump images of hope, images of the empress, images of death, images of the fool, things that we come to associate with tarot cards today. In its earliest iteration, tarot was an ancestor to our modern game.
Wrong video. Look, I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm back. Sorry, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. I have that wonderful condition called gotta go-itis, which means when I gotta go, I gotta go. And I probably spent about as much time stuffing around with that video, which I didn't pick the one I wanted to play for you, as going. So thank you. If you're still here, please, people watching, please don't go. As I say, you know what I'm like. You watch me, you gotta expect chaos. Yeah, gotta go artist, I call it. It means when you gotta go, you gotta go. So we might relight these candles. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Talk about, and to make up for that, I'm going to go for a bit of extra time today. So I'll go for an extra 15 minutes or so. So yes, some extra time today. What I did accidentally hit play on was it's an 8-minute video called The Hidden History of the Tarot, if you want to know more about how the cards came about and all that. There's a lot. Somebody asked me the other day if I teach. I haven't taught, but I am looking to do a course on the history of the tarot, and so I'm looking at doing some research and all that. If I do it, it will be something, it'll be a paid course, okay, because there's a lot of work involved in something like that. So the Kraken lawyer, yes, what's her name? They simply can't be reinstated as president despite the Constitution. No, because of the Constitution, actually. She's an idiot. So, yeah. So I'm sorry for the interruption, guys. So, yes, I am looking at doing a course on the history of the tarot. And so if you're interested in that, I will give you some more information when I get closer to it. But it is quite a bit of quite a lot of work to do something like that. So it's also I please email me if you are interested in doing something like that. It would be a starter, and after that I will be doing like some other courses as well. So what Sydney Powell, that's her name. So if you're interested in that, please email me at footprinttarot@gmail.com. Okay, so yeah, footprinttarot@gmail.com if you want to express an interest in a course on the history of the tarot, and especially in the major arcana and the Fool's Journey. And then from then on, we'll see how we go. Now, back to the questions. All those who's watching, sorry guys, I just, as you know, if you've a long time watcher of mine, sometimes it gets a bit chaotic, and sometimes sometimes I might disappear for a few minutes, so stick in there. Whoa, Sydney Powell, she's do a reading on Sydney Powell. Just got through my head. Do a reading on Sydney Powell. Really, really strongly. Do a reading on Sydney Powell. Okay, I'm going to do a reading on Sydney Powell. Sydney Powell, as we all know, is, yes, released the Kraken lawyer. She was on Trump's team for a short while. Sydney Powell, guides of the highest truth and compassion, please help me find clarity, insight, and objectivity into Sydney Powell. Got really strongly through my head. Do a reading on it. Do a reading on it. The minute I sort of saw the Kraken comment. The Earth Mother. Oh, she's got more. She sees herself as a protective force for those who can't protect themselves or fight for themselves. That's how she sees herself. Knight of Chalices. But in the past, she's been shown in the past so often to more than she can actually deliver. Her future, Five of Pentacles, out in the cold. So that's interesting. So presently she still sees herself as a protective figure and with an abundance of opportunity ahead of her. She does see herself as that. But in the past, what she's offered has never, ever lived up to expectations. In the future, she's looking at the 5 of Pentacles out in the cold. And the reasons for this, 9 of Wands, embattlement. She's used up. She's down to her last wand here. She's been given opportunity after opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and she's used them, and she's pretty much down to her last wand here, which is why she's in the future, she's out in the cold. Sorry, we'll just move the keyboard back a bit. What is the outcome for her? 6 of Wands. A small victory, and I do feel like she might keep her license. She's going to have a brighter outlook than you might think. But 3 of Pentacles, she's going to the Star. She's going to have to work with others. She's going to be given the opportunity to work with others as her hope to alter her prospects in the future. She might scrape through all of this with, isn't there something, I'm pretty sure there's something where some lawyers, they get sort of sent back to school a bit, or they're allowed to practice under supervisory. I think she's going to end up with something like that, and she's going to have to do that possibly for several years, and it's going to be, 2 or 3 years, and it's going to be, she's going to have to go through constant review, and she's going to have to set some assessments and things like that. I'm pretty sure there are. So basically the bar is going to, have her under a, is it restrictive license or things like that? If she's been disbarred in one state, so she's down to a last chance, and if she takes up the offers, she'll have a hope of being able to keep her license at least in a state where she's in. She might not be able to practice in other states, but it's going to be very limited in what she can do. But she's not going to lose it completely, but yeah. Okay, so that's Sydney Powell. She's really down to her last chance. And if she does what she's told she needs to do, she'll save her law license at least in one state or whatever. and be able to keep the federal bar, because you've got to do the federal bar or something, don't you? The bar exam is something, it's federal, isn't it? But just because you pass the federal bar doesn't mean you can practice in any state. Is it state bar? Whatever. But yeah, she'll manage to hang on, but she's going to be under some supervisory thing. Okay. Okay. Right, so that diversion. She's going to quiet down and disappear. Outcome: federal prosecutors are investigating the Ukraine if the Ukrainians use Rudy Giuliani to interfere with the election. It's by state, as all states have different laws. Yeah, but there's also a federal one you can do as well. Yeah, I knew that every state had its own bar, but there's also a federal one you can do as well. And you have to do it if you want to practice federal law. Whoa! Nashville hat store. Well, they are investigating it to determine but as a devil's advocate type thing. Six of Pentacles, sharing quid pro quo. You know, what's going to come out of this is, no, he wasn't being used. They are investigating it because they have a duty of care to investigate this aspect of it too. Was he being used? No, he wasn't. He was using them. Yes, they would have preferred if Trump was in power. But the fact of the matter is that the new government in the Ukraine didn't want Trump in power. So it's just, they're giving it the look over that they should look as a duty of care and as part of discovery or whatever. But no, it's not going to change the perspectives. It's just to see if there is anything to any way in which such an allegation can change the way in which they prosecute Giuliani. But no, it's not going to come to anything. Two of Wands. Yeah. In fact, it's going to make things worse for Giuliani. It's going to make things worse for Giuliani. His strategies to keep the greedy king in. It's an attempt to get things changed. It was brought up and they felt a duty of care to look at it, but it's going to make things worse for Giuliani. It's going to show quid pro quo. So this aspect of it is going to be put to rest pretty quickly. Hi, Cheryl Howard. Hood. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Eight of Chalices. Yeah, they're going to be walking away from that. In fact, they're going to get even more witnesses on the Ukrainian side against Giuliani. Yeah, it's just going to add to his burdens. They're going to put it to rest pretty quickly, that aspect of it. Yeah. No, it's not gonna. Yeah, they do have a federal portion of their bar exams, yeah. Okay, thank you, Cheryl Hull. Because I'm in Australia, so how bar exams are done in different countries, I'm not familiar with. But if you've done, I do know, if you've done the federal portion in one state, you don't have to do it in another. So, you know, so if you've done, say, if you've been practicing in New York or something and you've done the federal portion, you just have to do the state portion if you move to another state. At least that's my understanding. I could be wrong, but that's the understanding I have. You're not seeing, wow, you're not seeing any Trump flags anymore. That's interesting. Oh, now that store in Nashville, that's appalling. It's absolutely appalling. They're going to lose suppliers. There's going to be companies pull out of that store. They're going to say, no, we do not want to be affiliated with your store. They're going to lose. They'll be out in the cold. Yeah, put to it. Yeah, they're going to lose. They're going to lose some business, suppliers. Deals are going to come down. It was not a wise thing to do. It's going to cost them the business because they're going to lose. People are going to say, we don't want our product associated with this in any way. So it's going to be deemed as a breach of contract. They're going to lose a lot of the suppliers and stockists. They're going to lose local business. And they're going to bring it on themselves. Yeah. Don't worry about that store in Nashville. That was a huge mistake. That was a huge mistake. It's one thing with MAGA and all that, but, you know, they're going to lose reputation. You know, they're going to be deemed in breach of contract for a lot of things. So, Tiffany Trump. What is Tiffany Trump thinking now? Oh, that's very interesting. Yes, I can do a read on Tiffany. Just bear in mind that I will not read on Barron. Barron is still a minor. So even though he is getting older in his later, you know, he is still a minor. So I won't read on Barron. But yes, Tiffany I can do a read on. Tiffany Trump has the highest truth and compassion. Can you help me in finding clarity, insight, and objectivity into the question of Tiffany Trump? How? What is she doing? What is she thinking at this stage? Yeah, thank you, Cheryl Hood. Thank you for confirming what I was saying. That's great. And I am going to read into this. Why aren't there so many Trump flags in Texas anymore? Why are Trump flags disappearing? I think something flashed in my head on that. And disappearing in Texas. Tiffany Trump. Tiffany Trump. She loves her father. She loves her father. Knight of Wands. Investigator, defender. Charm. She had inherited the charm and all that, and she's heading in this. She's heading towards a village in the background, up in the future. She's too young to be involved in a lot of the other stuff, and her mother definitely has kept her. In the past, she's very invested in her relationship with her father, but she's not really been involved that much in her business or anything because, she's only in her mid-20s now, and yes, it's not that long since she finished studying her future. She's anxious about her future, very anxious about her future. Not that she's done anything wrong, but that she's not going to be able to escape from that, from being a Trump. Yeah, the 10 of Pentacles. So in the future, she's got anxiety about that, and the cause of that anxiety is family, the family, like it's being a Trump. 9, the Holy King, which is the Hermit. It's interesting because when I saw this Knight of Wands, it sort of looks like this. The road is widening out, and it sort of looks like it's coming in, and it's sort of like a if you were to go back here a bit, you'd see another pathway. But yes, she is worried about her future. She's going to be subject to some anxiety as more stuff comes out. She's worried now, and she's wondering if she should continue. She really is considering whether or not to break away and go into a different path of law. Strangely enough, I got prosecution. So I do think she might quietly disappear. I think she might do some more study. Page of Pentacles, to add to what she's got here, because the type of law she studied, she's thinking of not going into that, so she might go back and study some more, which is withdrawal, finding new knowledge, increasing her knowledge. Hi, Kate Sweet Blue. Page of Pentacles, yes, starting fresh, starting new, learning. She is very, very smart. She is very, very smart. I do feel like she's going to do some more study in a new area. 3 of Pentacles. Do some work. But whether it's law or not, but no, I do feel out in the cold. She's really, really concerned. That should be down there. Yeah, she's really, really anxious that she's going to end up out in the cold, that she's not going to be accepted. Find some resolution. She's going to find some resolution. Yeah, she is engaged to a Greek billionaire, yeah. No, I thought he was an African. I thought he was from an African country, a white African, you know what I mean. From an African country, unless that was then and this is now. She is going to find some resolution. For her future. And some stability. But at the moment, she is thinking of branching into a different branch of the law, but she's really anxious and she's suffering from some anxiety that she's going to be just left out in the cold, not ever taken seriously because of who her family is. I do see some withdrawal from her family and stuff. She loves her father. You know, she loves her father. And she will always love her father, but she grew up with her mother, who has given her this other perspective on her father and stuff. And she's kept Tiffany distance for a while. And yeah, she's going to find some resolution to things. But at the moment, her anxiety and all that, and she's going to be able to find a balance. Yeah, I feel like that she's interested in that. And I feel like she might go back and do more study for that. But she feels like if she tried to do that now, yeah. Okay. Hi, Greta. How are you? Now, I'm going extra today because I had to take a little break there a little bit and leave you guys stranded for a few minutes. So I'm going to go for longer today. Now, next on the list. Why are the Trump flags disappearing in Texas? I do feel like this has something to do with Texas, with their voter suppression laws.
Another cup of babe.
Oh, sweetheart.
No?
Yeah, actually, could you
Hmm?
add a little bit of water to this and a little bit of extra coffee and just warm it up because I've still got most of it.
Oh, do a fresh one.
So
That's
Zach,
great.
are you going to do a Zach fresh
Yeah,
one
I
for
know
me?
you don't like
Aren't you lovely?
them.
Well, you know, understandably, Greta, you could never love Trump. But, you know, she's his daughter and she loves her father, but I don't think she's got many illusions about him. And I think she was swayed a bit when he was in power, but I think some of her illusions are coming to an end and now she's really anxious about I think her mother's, yes, you're engaged to a billionaire and that's wonderful, but you should have that career and what you want for yourself as well. You don't need to stop everything that you want. Okay, why are the Trump flags disappearing from Texas? That's a really interesting question. Getting local backlash, especially since the voting thing. Outraged about the voter suppression. Harris County especially is really pissed off. Why are the Trump flags disappearing? Knight of Pentacles. Five of Chalices. Five of Swords. This is definitely the legislators. Two fives. Five of Chalices. Five of Cups. Loss. Some people just regret backing him altogether, especially since Texas has decided to come in with all these draconian voting laws. Five of Athens, that's Five of Swords. They feel like they're being subjected to abuse of power. Nine of Pentacles.
There you go, Bobby. Look at this. I'm just gonna put it there.
You are the sexiest man I know.
Go on. Oh my God.
Is Cruz stealing them at night? Lady just Texas flags have started, MAGA flags and Trump flags have started disappearing from Texas.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they're being taken down, but I feel like it's more of a choice. Four of Pentacles. They're feeling really insecure. Insecurity. King of Chances. There's more support for Biden than you would would think in Texas, and there's an increasing support for Biden in Texas. Two of Swords. Some people they've reached a tipping point. One of the aspects of the Two of Swords for me, or Two of Athens for me, is that it's a crucial decision, but to me there's also an aspect of a tipping point to one direction or the other. And for some people, they've just reached this tipping point of, what the hell? I am 5 hours away from Dallas or Houston or I'm sorry if I don't know the center of Harris County, and I want to have my vote, but I'm not, I've got to jump through 30 hoops now to get an absentee vote. I can't just drive into my town and vote there because they've taken away a polling vote, and they're pissed. They're pissed. We can't vote in this town because there's no polling place, or there's no drop-off boxes for my postal vote or whatever. And they're pissed about that. We've got feelings of loss, regret, we've got feelings of insecurity, and we've got feelings of anxiety. they're starting to feel like they're being abused, and that's the queen of that the lawmakers are turning on them, giving them a cold shoulder, because what these guys don't realise with all their voter suppression shit is that, yeah, they might be doing it so they can suppress like a district that has 60% or 70% Democrat, but there's 30% Republican, and those guys are getting repressed as well, and it's I think also there might be some, there's a mix of things. Some they just had enough. Some are really scared for the future and don't feel like, and feel like because they supported Trump and the people who followed Trump, and you know, that, and they feel like they've been left with an insecure future and an anxious future because of they're supporting him. And there's others who are feeling quite community pressure, just like maybe getting a bit of a cold shoulder, and that, and these people were quite often abusive to others, but there's quite a high number of Democrats in their area, and they're feeling a bit of a cold shoulder and feeling some pressure to rethink and stuff, and being so open about it. It's not, it's and even some people, some of their friends who were, they've got some of the friends who are feeling the latter, the insecurity and all that. So it's a mixture of having enough, a tipping point with the voter suppression, real anxiety and concern for their future because they've been suffering losses, not because of the policies that have come in, because of the way they voted. And some it's just, they're just feeling from the community around them that, you know, while they respect your right to vote and show your allegiance or to vote for who you want to, what you're supporting when you're supporting him is not good, especially as more stuff comes out. Oh, Roe v. Wade. With Mississippi being draconian, Roe v. Wade is coming up to, in the next, I think it's 2023, isn't it? Roe v. Wade is coming up to 50 years of established law. Roe v. Wade had impact in more countries than just 1973. Than just the US, it had an impact on Australia, all sorts of countries. 2023, it's going to be 50 years old, that decision. Well, it's going to be 49 years, Roe v. Wade. I do feel like it's going to stand. Will Roe v. Wade stand? Three of Pentacles, yes. Nine of Chalices, yes. The wheel of the, yes, it is. It was a landmark change. Interesting. This indicates change. This is a landmark change, and it cannot be reversed. The wheel only goes one way. It only goes one way. The star, we've got the 5 of chalices. There are people working who want it taken away. But it is the standing stone, justice, the star, yeah. The perspectives of it, no, it will stand. It will stand. And I do feel that there's going to be, in 2023, it will stand next year when it comes up. And in 2023, it's going to reach 50 years. Yes, thank you for getting rid of the Occult Crimes Task Force. Hi, Sheena Divine Witch. Don't be fat. OMG. What does that mean? An AFTV. After TV. Don't be mean. Yeah. Who are they? Yeah. After TV. Who are they? Who are you? Remove. Yeah. And report. There we go. I've reported it. And if anyone wants to report the other one as well. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, they're really coming in tonight. They're really coming in tonight or today, aren't they? We're being bombarded with I'm reporting these guys as well. So for harassment. Oh my goodness. Nasty. Report them as well. Don't just block them, report them. Okay. Yeah, nasty things happening. You little shit. Yeah, report them as well. Don't just, you know. So, yeah, just report them as well, please. Just say harassing other people or harassing you, harassing other people. Okay. I'm not going to let them stop me. I am, just for those watching who don't have the chat up, I am copying abusive, you know, troll after troll after troll. Just so report them. You know, I'm not going to let them stop me. Okay. So, yeah, I'll just say at once, bring it on, bitches. I'm not going to stop you. Grow up. Even if you're sincere in your belief, that does not give you the right to do such an abusive thing. Okay? I know children watch, you know, these videos aren't for someone under 18, but I do know that children occasionally watch them and all that, so I'm not going to say what I want to say. But, you know, grow up, people. And to all the moderators, report these guys, okay? Because the only way you're going to stop them is to have harassment or bullying. Choose one. I'm putting this as harassing me, but you can say this is harassing someone else if you're like. Report. You hit the report button and then you have to hit report again, okay? So there you go. Thank you. Some of them are just any woman. That's yeah, they're trolls, they're bots, whatever they are. Thanks, guys, very much. Just report them. Okay. Lucky girl, yes, I will make you a mod. Thank you. Okay. If my moderators can each take one of them as they come up, that would be great. Lucky girl, you're a moderator now. If you can see the chat, well, I'm sorry. They're bots. They're all saying the same thing, and they're bots. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not actually African American, so I'm still offended by you using that word. But you know, that tells their bots they're not watching. That's a dead giveaway. But you know what? I think that even some of these people, they're not even aware that they've been hijacked. That some of these people, I feel like they're, yeah, I think that there's some people who are, their real names, I think maybe they're I'm not going to stop, guys, okay? In fact, I'm going to be on longer now. I'm going to be on longer now because these things are not going to stop me. Somebody's Anderson Cooper would never, ever say something like that. Somebody's used Anderson Cooper's names, or the bot has. Yeah. It's just, yeah. And report as well. Yeah, I'm just being invaded at the moment, but you know what? I'm not gonna let it stop. I mean, I can turn off the chat, but why should I? Why should I? I know that Sheila at Celtic Witch, if you're watching, she was in, she had this happen to her a couple of weeks ago. Let's have a look here. Yeah. I am above all those trolls. Just tell them to grow up. And these are bots, actually, because they're all saying the same thing. The bot has gone in and they've appropriated somebody's account or their name in order to do this. So yeah. Look, you know, a bot, it's a program. With a .win site. Thank you, Zach Morris, for that information. It's not Reddit. No, I didn't think it was Reddit. It is an IP to a trolling community with a .win site. Thank you very much, Zach Morris. I haven't seen your name before, but thank you for letting us know a little bit more. KFC management. Oh my goodness. You know what? This is not funny for the people whose names have been appropriated. Thank you to the troll slayers. Oh, it could be Russians. Yeah, it could be Russians. It could be anything. Yeah. So thank you. And thanks for sticking with me, guys. And you know what? If you know anyone who's not watching or something, send out a message, guys. Send out a message to people who might be doing something else and tell them, come on over to Footprint and have a look and watch and give me a thumbs up to, you know, sometimes I think we need a thing. It's happened to Sheila. Apple TV, hello. You're new. Hi. Oh, Sean Mullet. Thank you. Thank you so much for repeating each one. And if, you know, Zach Morris, thank you. And Apple TV, thank you too. Yeah. I'm not upset if it's bots. It's annoying, but, you know, come on. It's like, it's just, I haven't put it up in a while, but next time I schedule a live stream, I'll put up the thing that I have put up with some things. I said your programmer is an idiot, and I translated it using into binary, you know, zeros and ones. So to all the bots, and there's the whole 2 lines of zeros and ones translated, your programmer is an idiot. So I might put that up. Thank you very much. Thanks, guys, all of you, for attacking those trolls. Wonderful troll slayers. Yeah, and bot slayers. It's like, zero, 111, 0. Not true. Okay, now we've got I'd be interested in what I got to do it. Okay, translator. I have two screens, guys, so sometimes when I am well, whoever 00 blah 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 is, you've got to learn how to use binary. Whack a troll instead of whack-a-mole. Whack a bot too. Whack a troll, whack a bot. Thank you. So I'm going to keep going to the 3-hour marks as a big thank you to all of the troll slayers who were there to help me with this. Yeah, you know, they're bots. Yes, and it's a way of trolling. But they're the sort of trolls I don't worry about. I had a really, really nasty troll once who suggested that I eviscerate my cat and use her insides to tell the future. And that was so nasty and so horrible. I didn't let that arsewipe stop me, and I'm not going to let some bots stop me. Okay? And most of you have seen my lovely cameo, and somebody who would suggest such a thing is they're sick. And if they didn't stop me, no bot's going to stop me. So let's get on with it, shall we? Will the GOP pay for voting against the 1-6? Will the senators pay? Yeah. It wasn't a joke. Liona Strong, thank you. Leroy Jenkins, hello. It has died down. You just keep working through it. Will the GOP pay the senators? 76% of the country want this investigated. They want this commission. Thank you. Ooh, an abundance. There are a lot of Republicans who are not happy. 7 of Wands. Yes, they're going to have to defend themselves to their constituents. 5 of Cups lost. They could lose some votes over this. Harvest, yeah, they're going to face judgment. Now, these two are major arcana. So some of them are going to have a big impact. Not all of them, but some of them, they're really going to feel it, especially the ones who are up for re-election next week. The Crone, Strength. They're going to feel a loss very strongly. They're going to feel that disapproval. Page of Chalices. They're going to be surprised that they have to defend themselves to the constituents. Especially if there's a debate. Don't be surprised if some of the senators avoid debates. The Horn God, the Emperor. Yeah, because this is, again, another major arcana. Oh, boy. This is stability and the law. Thank you, lucky girl. Oh boy, the tower for some of them. Oh boy, they're really gonna. The ones who are up for re-election, yeah, major impacts. They're going to find out the hard way that they should have done the right thing. This is beyond their control now. I'm not saying all of them are going to lose their seats. Okay, there are some of them are not going to lose their seat, but some of the Senate, some Democrats didn't show up, or just Republicans. Yeah, because they weren't doing their jobs, and they're going to feel it big time because this is beyond them. This is so beyond them. Saved by the Bell Show, hey? I'm a little bit familiar with it from Watch Mojo and all that. I know there's a it's nice to see Elizabeth Berkley back on the screen, I suppose, in the new Saved by the Bell, and all of these people back as older characters and all that. But oh dear, that girl doing that movie was, I know it's a bit of a cult classic now, but honestly, I just see that scene with Elizabeth Berkley and Kyle MacLachlan in the swimming pool, and it's like, oh my God. Yes, everyone do have a good Memorial Day. I'm going for a bit longer. I got a full-on bot troll assault. Like, yeah, troll after troll after, bot after bot after bot. Look,
Hang on.
bot.
More than one?
Oh, there was hundreds of them came through in about a 10, 15 minute session, all from different things. What it is the bots go through and they will take somebody's account. They will hack somebody's account and use their account to send these messages. They even use KFC.
So they use like a robot.
They even use KFC management and Anderson Cooper.
What do these nasty people have to say?
Well, it's bots. So they all just say similar thing or the same thing over and over again.
Oh,
and yeah. And my troll slayers blessed them.
Yeah. Oh.
As I said, I didn't let that asswipe who
Come on.
said, who said what I should do to Cameo. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, nasty person.
Yeah, I didn't let them stop me. I'm not going to let a few bots stop me. That's hubby in the background, as you all know.
Let the turkeys get you now.
Yeah. So my moderators were there.
Stop your flying.
Hey?
Can't let the turkeys stop you. Let's go. Stop your flying.
Turkeys don't fly, remember?
That's it. You can't let the turkeys stop you flying.
Okay.
I've probably got that wrong. Ruining your broadcast.
No, you're not. You could never ruin my broadcast, and you're getting hey hubbies from some people. So, Bubby.
Yeah.
Thank you. Just say thank you.
Right.
No, to these guys.
Right, yeah. Thanks,
To
guys.
these guys.
Thank you. Acknowledgement. Lovely.
He's just said thank you for stepping up. Yes, I said, look, say thank you, thanks for me, and yeah.
Where's
so
everyone from, Bub?
all over the place, bub.
Really?
Lots in the US and stuff. So yeah. Anyway, let's get on with it. Will the cyber attacks get worse? I have to say yes, they will. There are going to be more cyber attacks. They will get worse. before they get better. Let's have a look. So I'm going to 3 hours now to say thank you. Michelle Mabel, how many times have I spoken to you about flirting with my husband?
I'm taken.
She's called you honey poo. You are not sorry. Michelle Mabel called my husband honey poo. You are not sorry. Oh, thank you, Zach. That's okay that you're not much for tarot. I liked it. You know, you've admitted that, but you're still watching me, and you know, as long as you're enjoying yourself, and you know, that's fun. You know, the fact is that you're watching me is also saying, you know, you might not be much into tarot, but you know, giving it, having a look at it and all that, and you know, thank you for that lovely compliment about my disposition as well. So, and yeah, that's fine. But if you have any questions and political questions and all that, that's fine too. So, okay, got you. Yeah, but thank you so much for that lovely thing. And you know, the fact that you're not putting it down is the thing, and that's fine. You're giving it a go, and you're having a look at stuff, something a bit different for you, and something you might not be much into, but you're not putting it down or anything, and that means a lot. That you're at least watching and enjoying. So thank you, Zach. That's fine. Okay, cyber attacks. You know, look, they're going to get worse. But there's going to be an increase in support for these things. And I'm also very much about support and supporting the community in general. So, 8 of Cups, abandonment, but support, Page of Cups. Starting again, going back. I guess this going back and starting again thing. In the Sun, exposure, a new way forward into the Sun. You know what? I think there's going to be some old security protocols that they're just going to abandon and get rid of because they're too easy to get through. Nancy Jean's garden. No, I haven't. No. Angie's dad, yes, hubby does have a chat harem. And I'm sure he's standing in his projector room now going, chat harem. Yeah, he cooked his breakfast a little bit earlier. How's Whitby? Whitby is fine. I actually had him in a bit earlier. You'll come over for breakfast. You have to come a long way, Michelle, aren't you? He does have a chat harem. Look, yeah, they're going to go back and stopping all protocols. They're going to abandon some protocols, and they're going to find cut through some stuff, and there's some attacks, recent attacks, that they're going to be able to chase right back to the source. But they're going to go back to the beginning with cybersecurity. It needs review. Yes, here's that review. Here's that review. But also the taking a lid off emotional. The thing about the Queen of Cups is she's the mothering, she's the carer, she's stability. And this is about providing protection and stability. So they're going to be looking at some areas at where some of these attacks are coming from. And there's going to be an area where they're going to just abandon it within different things. Oh no, that's fine. Okay, 10 of Cups. Yeah, and there's going to be things are going to improve with cyber security. Okay, but it is going to get a bit worse before it gets better. They're going to have to go back and abandon some old protocols and introduce some new ones, and look at some faults, some inherent faults that have been there all the way. Zach Morrican has asked a question. Are there different versions, editions of the tarot, or is it one single thing that's never changed? That's fine. It's fine. Okay, the tarot as a system has been around since the early 14th century. It first started as a, I'm just going to give a little brief thing, as basically a game of chance, a card game. The first tarot decks were created, mass-produced ones were created for the Visconti family, and then the Marseille tarot decks. Now, I'm going to speak up because we've got rain happening outside. And over the time, the deck gained new meanings. New cards were introduced as the major arcana, which was introduced in the combined with the minor arcana, and over time they became a tool of divination, which is what it is now. Tarot cards, different decks, like the imagery in a lot of tarot card decks can differ. A lot of them are based on, ones are based on the Rider-Waite tarot deck, which was the first, I suppose, where they took the cards and the meanings that they built up over time and put a story to them with images, okay? With the images. And this is the Rider-Waite tarot deck. There are other forms of cards that are used as divination tools. One of the other very common ones is Lenormand. Okay, so this is another deck that's used, another system. It was created by Madame Lenormand in late 1700s, early 1800s, the system. There is a system called Kipper, which is a German system. And it is, again, it's a form, and it builds narratives as well. It's very good for building narratives. So it's a different system. There's Sibylla cards, which are Italian in origin, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. And there's that's another system. And one of the newer systems that have come about is T cards. So which we have an Australian woman, Kirsten, I can't quite remember. I have several T card decks. So I am looking into doing a course on the history of tarot and other systems, and then looking at some newer systems and doing some teaching as well. And no, you can feel free, Zach, to ask any questions you want. So there's also charms that can be used in runes. I have some charms and a charm mat. I don't do runes. So there. It did. Tarot cards themselves started as a game of chance in the early, from the 1420s to the 1440s. And then it as it developed and grew and meanings were attached to the cards and all that, then it was pushed underground in the 15th and 16th century, or 15th and 16th, I think. It was pushed underground by the church, and then it emerged again in the late 17th century. So it's a very fascinating thing. If you would like, YouTube has some great videos on the history of tarot, and if you would like to learn more. So it's a fascinating thing. It is very much tied into history as well. So there you go, guys. So yeah, thank you very much. But there's a lot more to it. That's just a brief outline. Okay. Okay, we've got a little bit of time left, about 15 minutes. So I am happy to take some questions. Has somebody got any questions? Hi, Constance Gamble. Yeah, well, if you are interested, if you would like me to do some courses in this, please email footprinttarot@gmail.com, and it's footprint tarot is all one word, okay? So footprint tarot, all one word, @gmail.com, because it is quite a lot of work to bring together things like this. I've worked as a tutor at universities before, preparing lessons and all that, so I do have an idea of the amount of work that can go into things. And so yeah. What's my favorite card design? Oh my goodness. I absolutely am a sucker for steampunk. You might not, there's not a lot of steampunk stuff behind me, but because I haven't had the chance to get out and get the stuff that I like, but I love the steampunk cards. I love the steampunk look. I always have. When I buy things, the most favorite things that I absolutely love, and I used to own one, but I left it with my mother. It's a Singer sewing machine. I think they're wonderful, and if I could, I would have the biggest collection of Singer sewing machines and other brands of early sewing machines ever. I love that electrical, I love that mechanical look and things. So one of my favorite decks is the Steampunk Tarot by Barbara Moore. It is based, as with a lot of tarot decks, on the Rider-Waite, in that it has the 22 major arcana and it has the 4 houses, and I love it. This is one of my favorite decks, and I have 3 other steampunk decks, which I will be happy to look at another time. Origin of the Eiffel Tower. When was the Eiffel Tower fire? When was that? Fire? November. Oh, yes, that's right. There was, yeah. Well, they've determined that it was accidental. Sorry. Steampunk is fun, yes. It's a store I want to go into the city and visit, but you know, with COVID and having some comorbid conditions and all that, even though we're in one of the luckiest places to be in the world at the moment, and one of the best places to be with comorbid conditions and all that, we are trying to be extra careful. But yeah, okay. Judgment, was it fireworks? It was deemed to be accidental. But you know what? Even though it was an accident with the fireworks, getting out of control, there is still going to be some legal repercussions. Okay. It's still standing, isn't it? There's lots of questions here about the Eiffel Tower, but it is still standing. The Eiffel Tower was actually built, it was only supposed to be temporary. Yeah. It's not the first time it's caught for fire, actually. Kings of Pentacles. Yeah, there's still going to be an investigation into it. Some people might suffer some legal repercussions, whether it's fines. So there's still, into the latest fire. But it's caught fire a few times from just looking at this thing. So, yeah, there's definitely going to be some repercussions around the latest fire. Yes, the World's Fair. It was definitely that. Thank you. Yeah, so there's going to be some. It was an accident, but it's an accident that shouldn't have happened. Yeah. So, yeah. It's actually probably, I've been on the, I've been up on the Eiffel Tower and it was spectacular, but it's probably not the safest structure in the world. When you have a look at the amount of times it's caught fire and things like that. But yeah, it was absolutely amazing. You know, we've had some opportunity in the past when I was working, or, you know, when we sold our unit and before we built our house, we've had a couple of opportunities to travel. We don't have now. It's not just COVID either. That when we have, we've done that, and it's like, yeah. Thank you, Constance. Yes, thank you so much to all the troll slayers. One more question. Well, yeah, of course, it's sticking up into the air in the middle of a city. It is, of course, a huge magnet for lightning bolts. I've got time for one more question. They do have an Eiffel Tower set, yes. Audi had one. We came across some Audi models, and the Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Liberty, and the Colosseum, which hasn't been put together yet, even though we've had it for a couple of years. And we've been to all of those, all three of those. So, yeah, we put, you know, hubby's built two of those. So, tarot or oracle cards? Yes, and I will look at some oracle cards as well. I'll look at the history and all that of those as well in a different thing. So I am looking at a few things to hold courses on. And I'll let you know the details and all that. Which do I prefer? I like both. I like both. I like oracle cards when we're looking at like messages from spirit. And so, does Trump have any remorse? Absolutely not. The only remorse he would, and in fact, he doesn't have any remorse at all. Yet he's scared pooless at the moment, but he's going to be a victim. It's all because somebody else's. He is a perpetual victim. It's all because somebody else has it out for him, not because of his own actions. That's the way he views things. He doesn't not have any remorse. You know, he would even if he looked it up and read the definition, he wouldn't understand it. We have a show here. I don't know if you have it in the US or Europe or whatever, called Lego Masters, and they've just had the 3rd series on, and it is amazing some of the things they build. Absolutely amazing. Yeah. No, he doesn't have remorse about getting caught or not. It'll always be somebody else's. Yeah. Yes, he will. He will claim that he's a political prisoner. Okay, guys. Well, with that, yeah, love Lego Masters. It's on Channel 9 here in Australia. I absolutely love it. So what I might do now is, coming right up to it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some oracle cards and I'm going to do a quick reading, an oracle spread for healing and resolution, okay, just to help people through a tough time, and some messages to help you through a tough time. So I'm going to grab one of my favourites, being a geographer myself, The Enchanted Map by Colette Baron Reid. So I do. I do. Yes, we have lots of coffee mugs. Yes, this is one I used to have it at work when I was working and stuff. So it's yeah. Now, as usual, I'll give my first impressions and then I'll go to the book. Okay. So I'm going to do it. Spirit guides at the highest truth and compassion, please help me find activity to healing spread for oracle spread for healing and resolution. Okay, so the first card is what brings you to this solution, to this situation, the backstory. We're looking at just general healing and resolution in general. So moonlight, things coming to light. So again, I'm just giving you what I get off the card first, and then I'm going to go to the book. So things coming to light. But there's so much in this picture. There's so much of the moon we can't see. What is there that we can't see? Thank you, Jane Bingley English. What is there that we can't see? And the feelings of anxiety that can bring, of not being able to see the whole picture. You can't see the whole of the moon here. You can only see part of it. And there is an owl there, and the wisdom. What don't we know that we need to know? So in the book for Moonlight, card 51, And this is what's brought us here. The moon beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. Your hunches will be right on target. So we hope we're doing the right thing. And we try not to second guess our decisions. Can we trust our intuition? There's so much has happened in the last few years that it's hard to not trust trust our guts that everything is going to be okay. And overanalyzing, it gets you nowhere. So we've got to stop overthinking things. That's one of the things that has gotten us to this stage of anxiety and feelings of loss and being overwhelmed. Okay. Your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical and analytical. Follow it. Maybe being a bit scared to follow your intuition because you can't always see where it's going to lead you. The next position is what is happening now, the present state of affairs. Bone collector. Now, that's an interesting one. Just from this is he's collecting skulls and bones and bits of animals. He's got a clock here. It's like he's got this smile that's sort of like an elvish Buddhist-like person who radiates wisdom but he's got a clock here, and it's like trying to gather everything in and just beating time. So let's have a look at what this says. Number one, what is the bone collector? You are whole and have everything you need within. So he's got everything he needs within his stone circle. Gathering everything. When the bone collector appears, she is asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations, okay? What we know about ourselves thus becomes influenced by a perception of limitations. The past and reverse. The past is a way of repeating itself when you haven't learned the lesson inherent in the original situation. So I do feel like there's still this Republican GOP. They haven't learned the lesson. They are still making mistakes. We have everything we need to see clearly, but there's still others out there who don't. And that's part of the situation, is they don't want to see clearly what everything is all about. The third card is what a resolution may bring for you, future events that will come with healing. Okay, and here we have come together. This is one of my favorites, supporting each other, coming together. The two giraffes here put their chins together to support this little standing thing with hearts there and a pelican on top. So let's have a look at come together and what that says about things. Come together. Love needs to be shared. Love needs to be expressed. Drawing the come together sign card is a sign that you're on the path to discover the nature of this emotion in all forms of expression. This card assures you that love has come calling and seeks a partner in its dance. Know that you are cherished. Okay? And this is a time for harmonious, caring partnerships. Yeah, if you're not feeling that, you might be feeling unbalanced. You might be feeling that things are being withheld from you. But a resolution to the situation and how you're feeling and talking to each other. Hi, Shelby, Lisa. Will help you feel better and help you feel more loved. So, resolution is going to bring that back, that feeling of balance, that feeling of being loved and cherished or protected and cherished. Okay? And the last card is how to resolve the situation and find healing. Cleaning house. This is one of my favorite cards. Get rid of the old. Get rid of what you feel is weighing you down. There's that Japanese lady, Marie Kondo or something. She says, if it doesn't make you happy, if it doesn't make you feel happy, get rid of it. Even if you feel like an obligation to keep it or something, well, you can put it into storage, or you can, if there's another family member that you feel might feel better to, if it's like an heirloom thing or something. Yeah. Cleaning house. It's time to clear the clutter and to make way for better things. When you see cleaning house, the cleaning house card in a reading, it's time to declutter your life. So in order to get to this, you need to do some decluttering. Challenge those negative feelings. Challenge those negative thoughts. Challenge those negative people. And even in the physical environment, if something is there and you look at it and it just brings you down, get rid of it. Okay? And it's not just the physical environment, it's holding on to things. Maybe old hates, maybe old grudges. What's the point? They just take up energy that could be used elsewhere to make you happier and feel better. Okay? Get rid of them. Clean out your physical home if you want. Clean out your psychological home. Let things go and let the universe bring you something better. Make space for something better. The universe doesn't like a vacuum and will respond to your house cleaning by filling your home with what will serve you best. So if you do the house cleaning, physical and mental, you're going to be able to get this balance again of feeling cherished, wanted, loved, supported. Okay? You have everything you need to do that. And don't be afraid of what you can't see. Okay? So that, my darlings, is it for the day. Thank you again so much for joining me, for bearing with me through my little trip to the ladies' room, and thank you for all the support of the troll slayers and everything. Thank you. I love you all so very much. Thank you, Zach, for coming and asking questions and thank you for following your curiosity. And I do hope we'll see you again. Thank you, everyone. Stay safe, stay strong, stay loving, and stay happy. Love you all. Bye-bye.